Hey everybody, it's your girl Treasure Light. This is Treasure Light's Breakthrough, and I'm back again with another video in my tent. And today it is raining and I'm actually out in it. Thank goodness I caught it this time around. It's still in the afternoon. It should be around 2 something or another. Let me check and see. Yeah, it's about 2:07. So, for the last few days, it's been raining in the afternoon, but I was never able to catch it because it would claim that it wouldn't be raining that day, and then it would turn around and rain anyway. And by the time it was coming down, I couldn't come out in it because, once again, I don't want to drag the wet into the tent. So today, I actually saw that it was 97% chance of rain. It was going to happen again in the afternoon, but the difference was the amount of wind. That helps because it keeps it cool in here regardless of the heat and out there. So it's nice and cool, and the rain is coming down gentler now, but it was extremely windy earlier before it even rained, and I saw the dark clouds in the sky. I said, yeah, it's definitely gonna pour. So I had to do some quick, fast adjusting to the tarp, background tarp that I use. And yeah, because the wind was so hard, it was literally ripping it across and coming off and everything. So I had to do some quick, fast work to do more guy lines, readjust guy lines, and also to fix the tarp to fit across it appropriately to keep the rain out or off. Because once again, the vents that are at the top here, they are open, and that's what's keeping the rain from coming inside on that part. The little piece that's supposed to go over it, that wouldn't stop the rain that's coming in, right? Or that would have came in. I had to go around again and reinforce some plastic, simply because I did see it did get wet at the bottom. And because I put in the foam mattress that I had on my bed, I cut that into 3 pieces. And lengthwise, it fits perfectly the 4 feet that I needed. Widthwise, 21 inches, so I cut 21 inches. And for the foam mattress, when it was on my bed, width-wise, it was 4 feet. So it completely fit in here perfectly. Still gave me the small amount of space that I needed to keep my things that I have on this side. As you can see, my laptop is actually still working, regardless of the fact that I am outside. And, well, okay, there we go. So that's still working. I just put this piece of tissue really quick because there are a few drips that are happening. So I'm going to have to pull the tarp back to the back towards the back a little more, because I've brought it forward a little too much, I believe. So you can see that it completely covers where, even if I have the screen open, that you can't really see from the house in here. And that was the main thing, is that I want that much privacy. So anyway, the setup is still good. This plastic bag is just for when I carry out my big pillows, but I brought it out here because I carried out these 3 pillows. I don't need much. I'm not staying the entire night. I just wanted to test it out with the amount of rain, so everything is still in its place. Everything, oh well, that fell down, I don't need it. But you can see the little bit of drips that were coming through. That's how much it dripped. So that's not really anything to concern myself about, because it was heavier rain a few minutes ago, and it will be back because it's supposed to rain heavy between now and 3 o'clock, and it was raining much heavier a few minutes ago. I was going to do a video then, but I was just testing everything, making sure nothing was getting wet, making sure my laptop stayed dry, which it does, making sure that the pillows stay dry, the sleeping bed and everything is good. So I'm good. I'm good. The cords are all dry. As you can clearly see, I got stuff plugged in. Nothing getting wet. Plastic bag worked out pretty well for that. And then I also reinforced it. The bag that the sleeping bed came in is also waterproof, so I just put that up underneath it just to double up the security on that. And so far so good. So I'm really feeling this. I'm really liking the way this all turned out. I'm very comfortable in here. As you can see, I can sit all the way up. My head does not touch anything, so I got the right height. And even with the light fixture in now and everything, it's really good. I don't necessarily need the light. I just wanted to make sure there was enough light to do this video really fast. So what has been going on? Well, let me just say this. Yesterday, my nephew broke my mother's TV in her living room. And what's funny about that is she's had that TV for quite some time. In fact, my brother got it for her. And it's a big 40-something inch in the cabinet that she has in her living room. And nobody's ever bothered it. It's, I've turned it on before, seen that it does come on. It does actually work, but I never took the time because I already had the TV in the room that I'm occupying. I also already had my laptop. So I really didn't need a television to watch in her living room, especially the fact that it's right behind her wall where her room is, where her other TV is in her room. And she tends to talk throughout all her programs as loud as I'll be damned. And so it wouldn't have been any pleasure to sit in the living room and attempt to watch anything if she's going to talk through all her programs. So I said, you know what, I'm good, I don't need it. But he came, he didn't have a TV in the room he's occupying, so I had suggested, because before he was going to get a board, that's before I knew that a piece comes out of the cabinet that you could just take out and you can see the whole TV without the piece of wood in front of it. Well, I had suggested putting it on top of a crate because there's 2 cabinet doors on the top, big cabinet doors, and then there's 2 small doors on the bottom. And so she went in the garage, got a crate that she used to have, a plastic hard crate that she used to have a lot of, just trinkets and nonsense in that she could just transfer over, which she did, and she brought it, and we put the TV on top of that. And then my nephew, for whatever reason, got a cardboard box about yay in length. About this in width, and about, I would say, maybe 24 inches, maybe 28 inches in length, and put that on top of the crate and the TV on top of that. It's an empty cardboard box. Well, the TV was only on for one night because he had to go to work on Thursday night. That's when we set the whole TV thing up. He had to go to work on Thursday night, and so he ended up falling asleep through half the movie. She was already tired, so she fell asleep through half the movie, and I just decided, you know what, I'm not going to sit in here and watch this movie I've already seen a few times, and everybody's sleeping around me. So I got up, and everybody else got up. We turned the TV off, and that was the end of that. We were planning on watching something this weekend. When everybody didn't have anywhere to go, everybody got their sleep out, and we can sit there, maybe pop some popcorn again, because we did I popped popcorn. He had the bags of popcorn. I popped them in a pot because her microwave doesn't work. I just scooped out what was in the bag, put it in the pot, and I popped it that way, and it came out perfect. However, I left it on the burner, even though I turned not the fire off, but I turned the burner off, and it burned. So we didn't have the popcorn. It didn't matter because they didn't want to eat anything anyway. He had just eaten his dinner. She had made her protein shake. I was good, and I had my trail mix, and I offered them trail mix. They didn't want it, so it wasn't like, and she couldn't eat popcorn anyway, so it would have just been me and my nephew eating the popcorn. But anyway, I digress. It's not about popcorn. But anyway, I had burned it, so I ended up cleaning the pot back to perfection. So what happened with the TV? Well, yesterday, the cardboard box collapsed, the TV fell over and smashed in the front and broke the entire TV in the front. The whole screen is cracked in like 4 or 5 places. Big, long cracks. And the TV doesn't come on anymore. Now, you would ask me, how does she handle that? I mean, she's a narcissist. What could she have possibly done that she would normally do had it been me or my child? Well, how she handled it was, well, at least the cabinet didn't fall over too. That was it. That's how she handled it. Now, had that been my daughter, because I believe I've mentioned a situation before. My daughter, I haven't seen since she was a toddler, and my mother has never seen. So she was meeting her for the first time last year, before Christmas, right before Christmas. And not only did she steal the shine because she wanted to boo-hoo cry like a blubbering baby, which she's never done. She didn't cry like that when she found out my sister had committed suicide in 2018. She didn't cry like that when my niece committed suicide in 2020, right before Christmas, right after we had met her. But when it's time for me to meet my daughter, it's a very important day because it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing you can never get back. She decides to blubber and boast and cry in subways like her life depended on it. But then when my daughter came, after I ran her through all of the rules of the house, and there are many, no matter what she did. Now, I'm not going to say my daughter was being an angel because she wasn't. But no matter what she did, I had to go in and fuss at her. And it was me meeting her meeting her, after 20-something years. My nephew, 40 years old, been in and out of her life since he was a baby. Most of the time, we ended up having to raise him. The last time she saw him was 3 years ago, but they talked on the phone. And she complained about him owing her $150, which she hasn't mentioned since. In fact, she even mentioned it right before he came. She hasn't mentioned it since. But my daughter had to pay back $65 for her helping her get here, for my mother helping her get here. She had to give her back $65 and thank yous and all this other stuff. And like I said, my daughter was no angel, but I can clearly see the difference. My nephew has caused ants already. My daughter did not. My nephew, of course, has broken things. My daughter did not. My nephew has spilled stuff on her rug and called himself cleaning it, but did a half-assed job, and so the spill is still there. She has not complained about that. Every little thing my daughter did and never caused a problem. When she left, there was nothing different in this household when she left. But there are always differences in the household when the men leave. Something's been broken, something's been messed over, something's been, some damage has been caused in some way. But they get the red carpet pulled out for them when they're coming to visit or coming to see her or whatever, or coming to stay. So I just wanted to mention that because it had bothered me all night into the next day. I woke up upset because something I will never be able to get back has been taken from me once again by the narcissist. And when I'm watching all of the stuff my nephew is doing and getting away with, I am just in awe that I am and she's not having any arguments whatsoever in any way, shape, or form with him, no matter what he does. And why? Because he can drive Miss Daisy. There's a reason for him, you see. Now, when he's gone, if she ever brings this up, oh, I can't believe he came here and broke my TV. Don't you say a word to me about that TV. Because when he was here, you could have said what you needed to and you didn't. And I know that's exactly what she's going to do. When he's gone, eventually that TV situation is going to come up and she's going to want to argue and fuss and say what she would have done. And I'm not going to be there to hear it. I'm not listening to none of it. I'm walking off the moment she mentions it. Like she's not even talking. Close the door or come in this tent and chill. Like she's not even talking. Sounds like it might be rude, but guess what? It has to be done because this is what she does. When they're gone, she does all the fussing in the world. when they're in her presence, is ass kissing like you will never believe, because she has an agenda. There's something that they can do for her that she wants done, so she is going to act like no matter what they do, it's never wrong. But you see, there was nothing she can get out of out of my daughter. So, in fact, even said it out of her mouth. I never asked for a granddaughter. That's what she said. I never asked for a granddaughter. And I had to tell her, I never asked for you to have me. Yeah, I shut her up right then. But this is what it's come down to from my sanity. Is coming out here, chilling, relaxing, doing me in peace without seeing whatever's going on in there. I really wish I didn't know about that TV at all. I would have probably found out, of course, this weekend, because I would have been like, hey guys, let's watch our program or whatever and do our movie night. And then I would have found out, oh, the TV's broken. But once again, this is how things are done. This is how things are done. It's a Panasonic TV, 40-something inch, sitting in that living room for the last, I don't know how many years. Nobody's ever destroyed it. He comes along, touches it once, broken. And because of a stupid thing. Why would you need to raise it up even higher than it already was when the bar comes out? It didn't necessarily even need the crate once she said the bar came out. But I said, hey, he wants it up higher. He was going to go out and buy a board. She was willing to pay for that too, by the way. Go buy a board to put inside the cabinet so that the TV could sit on top of that. Like, you gotta laugh. You gotta laugh to keep your sanity in this house. Trust me when I tell you. You do. But I will always and forever, I will never forgive her for ruining me meeting my daughter for the first time. I'll never forgive her for that. And had the audacity to say she doesn't even call. Why would she call you? You showed her every bit of hatred when she was here. She heard you say what you said about her. I never asked for a granddaughter. She heard that. And you think she should call? She had to pay you $65. You're meeting her for the first time. You don't make anybody else pay. I didn't have to pay when I came because the shelter sent me. They paid for me to come out. So I didn't have to pay. So she didn't have to pay any money for me to come out here. Now I've caught you talking shit about me for something you offered me. Now I'm watching you let my nephew get away with every little thing he does wrong. You have no complaints whatsoever. It's just funny to watch. It really is. It's upsetting, but it's funny at the same time to watch it. But anyhow, I'm sitting out here waiting for the rain to come a second time around, waiting for the next gust. And if it doesn't come, I'm fine, because I sat out here and I was in it. I was in the whipping of the wind and the heavy rainfall, and I'm thrilled. No wetness, no uncomfortability, nice and cool and refreshing. So I do know that when it does pour down, I can be out here, be it morning, noon, or night. As long as there's a good, decent amount of rain, of wind blowing, then I'm perfectly content. This is absolutely wonderful. I'm very happy about this outcome. So anyhow, this time I didn't make any bush beans, and seriously, I had bush beans. I used this as a little trash can, but it was maple, and cured bacon, and that's what I was eating the other day with the hot dogs, Nathan's hot dogs. It was very good. But anyway, I didn't make any this time around, because like I said, this was just for me to finally get to test this out in rain and heavy wind. And after fixing everything, I am very, very satisfied with the outcome. So now I know I can be out here in the middle of the night with the whipping wind and the pouring heavy rain. Now, it didn't thunder and it didn't lightning. It did the other day, but I wasn't out here in it. And that would probably be the only thing I concern myself about, because I did put a metal pole right out here to hold, which is the black pole you see there. I put that because that particular area is not holding the the tarp down properly, but just with the guidelines, it wasn't holding it down properly. I may be able to remove it now because I don't really need it now that I put a second guideline. I just need to tense that guideline up, that's all. And outside of that, everything else should be good. I don't see why this should get struck by lightning. It didn't get struck by lightning when I wasn't in it, but then I would have plugs on. No, because I did have the charger in my fan here, and that was plugged in when it was lightning and it was thundering. So technically, I think I will still be okay out here, even if it's lightning and thunder. But I just wanted to tell you guys what's going on, show you my new setup, and how comfortable it is in here, and with the rain falling and with the heavy winds, and I'm still able to watch my laptop or my tablet, because I turned it into the tablet, have my fan going to keep me nice and cool, and everything that I need is here. I just didn't bring out something to drink, so I'm not staying anyway. And she brought me some cornbread, which I'm gonna put in my book bag and take back inside, because like I said, I didn't bring nothing to drink. It's not cornbread, it's banana bread, but it's too dry for me to just eat like it is, and I didn't bring anything to drink. But anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and let me know if these videos help you at all, or if you have any suggestions for anything, because I am dealing with this in the best way that I can with my own mental issues, and it's really kind of keeping me sane, because I probably would have went off and just hearing her calmly tell him everything was good, even though he broke that TV, doing something so stupid. But yeah, and unnecessary. But anyway, let me go. I'm gonna chill for a few more minutes, then I'm gonna head back inside, because the rain has stopped so far, and I really don't need to be out here any longer than now. I just wanted to test everything. So I'll talk to you guys soon, and there'll be another video soon. And forgive my hair and me looking all crazy right now. Was just out there in the whipping wind. Alright, so like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys soon. I love all of y'all. Stay good out there. Alright. Bye-bye.